What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing our haul for this past month. We'll do it at the beginning of every month, so it's technically going to be an October haul on the screen, but technically it's from last month. You get it. Let's check it out. As you already know, guys, we are well into Voidtober now by a couple of days, and we are basically going to be doing a hell of a lot of things. If you didn't already see, there's a trailer that's attached to the YouTube channel that you can watch right now that'll tell you about all the movies we're going to be doing on the podcast, the audio podcast, as well as the YouTube and Twitch, and all this other fun stuff we're going to do. We're including a giveaway. So if you don't know anything about that, get out there and fucking watch the trailer. All right, guys. So up first, we got Paprika. This is an anime that I don't really know too much about, other than that I've seen the movie before, but I don't know everybody that's involved in it. But this is a trippy, wild, dreamlike type movie. It's like so colorful and so like everything's morphing and warping into each other. It's really trippy, but it's really cool. Prepare to enter the realm of fantasy and imagination where reality and dreams collide in a kaleidoscope mindscape for the sheer visual genius. About a revolutionary machine that allows scientists to enter and record a subject's dreams. After it's stolen, a fearless detective and brilliant therapist joins forces to recover the device before it falls into the hands of a dream terrorist in this gripping anime thriller from the acclaimed director Satoshi Kon. Now, I've seen this before. It has been some time, but I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, wow, this is really good. And after hearing that, it makes me want to watch it again sooner. This was given to me, and a lot of these are, by the way, gifts, from a couple of different people. This was given to me a couple of months ago, but I didn't do a haul, so I figured I'd add it into this one. This one's from Ryan. So he comes to the stream, listens to the podcast, watches the YouTube. Big fan, big, awesome fucking person. So thank you, Ryan, very much for giving this to the collection. Up next, we got a controversial one. Oh my goodness. Dashcam, a found footage movie by the same director that did Host, that was very successful during the pandemic on Shudder. This is Rob Savage's next movie, the director. He has a interesting kind of concept on this one. This is, again, in the pandemic, so of course Rob is leaning on that with some of his writers who also helped write the first movie. This is also a Blumhouse Pictures. They actually joined forces probably to help produce this film and make it a bigger film than it was going to be. The thing that was really great about their first film, Host, was that they did it all in their homes and they just did it. And I think he wanted to kind of stay true to the pandemic and like kind of make a movie that he could do within the confines of the pandemic and then expand on that and make a bigger movie overall. This is about a girl who gets in a car. She does a thing on a live stream on our YouTube called Band Car. The lead in this movie is actually been in a band called Giant Drag, and she's a pretty unique individual, and she goes on this adventure in her band car that she live streams where she sings and just raps and is kind of ridiculous. But there's a thing about Annie that, there was a large portion of our population that were also anti, and also anti-C word and all these things that'll demonetize my video. But she was like that in real life, and a lot of people had a hard time swallowing this one. For me, I really enjoyed this film. I thought this was a really well-spent, pretty horrific, crazy, funny, and disgusting found footage kind of romp. And, I know it's hard for some people to get past the character in this movie, especially since she doesn't fall far from the tree. But this is a more exaggerated case of this person. And honestly, I really don't care. I just wanted to enjoy a movie, and I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It's one of my top ones for this year. Just saying. Too bad they only put out a DVD. Christina picked this up for me at Walmart. I really would have loved a fucking Blu-ray. And it's sad because everybody made such a big stink about it. We can't have the Blu-ray. So eventually, I'm sure we'll get a Blu-ray of this, but for now, this is what we got. And it's not even on Shudder anymore, so
fuck? Angela, shit. No.
Up next is another gift. We got Akira. Speaking of anime, this is one of the granddaddy fucking animes of all time, you know, and this is about a boy who, it's in the future. It's a futuristic world where he is part of this gang, and they're a bike gang, and he doesn't really fit in all that well. He's kind of a dorky kid. He somehow kind of wrecks into some sort of supernatural event that causes him and his body to go completely out of control, and he starts morphing and changing and destroying the world, and his brother and all of his bike gang members and everything like that try to stop him in this sort of like futuristic kind of Blade Runner-esque anime that is kind of like Iron Man, Tetsuo Iron Man, where the, you know, body's like morphing into biomechanics and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I really love this movie, and it was in 4K. Now, I can confirm now they've made the adjustments to this. There was a version of this copy, or any of the copies, that had problems with the HDR, the black background, the black balance that they have for the HDR in this 4K release. This has been fixed in this release, at least for me. You might want to be careful buying older ones. Newer ones you should have no problem with, and they will have the HDR problem fixed. So I got to see this, a little bit of it, and I watched like 30 minutes into it because I couldn't stop watching it because it's just so interesting, and it looks fantastic. Even for a cartoon, it's sharp. But thank you, Plemke, for getting me this. I appreciate that. Plemke also donates to the podcast, watches a stream, does the YouTube videos, all of it. So thank you very much, man. I really love this one. Might do this as an episode for one of the podcasts in the future with like another anime, maybe Paprika. Up next, we got a comedy that I've always loved with Tom Hanks, and you can't go wrong here, The Burbs on Blu-ray. This is another gift from Ryan. Thank you very much. If you've never seen this is quite a funny movie. It is, upon the first time I saw it when I was a kid, like, I enjoyed it. It was a classic back in the day. That wasn't like the biggest classic. It's still a classic, but this is a story of a neighbor moving into a house, a new house that has been sitting there, and then they have to deal with these crazy neighbors who they think are murdering people, and it's a game of like mind your own business kind of thing, while all the neighborhood kind of like joins together and enforce to kind of stop these people, and how they're kind of assumed to be these really bad sort of Addams Family-esque sort of family, because everything goes wrong when they go to introduce themselves and meet them, and it turns out that, you know, maybe the family is just, all the families in the neighborhood are really the bad guys and they're the nice guys, or is it? You know, it's one of those kind of movies. But it is during a time when Tom Hanks was fucking owning it as far as comedy goes, which is some of my favorite stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like some of his more dramatic stuff. He's a really great actor, but this is around the time that you know, Money Pit came out, and that was one of my favorite movies of his. So thanks, Ryan.
Welcome to Mayfield Place.
Up next, we got the 4K Ultra HD version of The Craft, and this is in HDR as well. It's got Dolby Vision, DTS. It's from Scream Factory, which they're putting out some of their releases now on 4K, which I'm super excited about because they've got quite a catalog, and yeah, I've been ordering some of them. Got more in the pile here, but this one was given to me by Ryan again. So thank you again, Ryan, for this one. We will be doing an episode with this one and something else. I'm not sure what, with Christina in the future. I may just do it for the YouTube. I don't know. If you guys have any interest, I can talk about it. I haven't gotten a chance to watch this again yet, but we have done an episode on it. So maybe I will just do a YouTube video of it. But thanks, Ryan. I'm really looking forward to this. Up next, another gift. I told you there's a lot of gifts in here. By the way, if you ever want to donate to the podcast, we try to review all of them, you know, even if they're not 100% horror, you know what I mean? Like, I'll still try to put an effort in, if you want me to do a review of anything you do. We have a Amazon wish list, which I'll put a link down below. If something's not on there that you want to get, just hit us up in the DMs. And we'll get back to you. But this is Cabin in the Woods. Obviously, this is a pretty popular movie, one that sat on the shelf for 4 years and then got put back out. This is a Joss Whedon movie that he did with his writing and director partner, Drew Goddard. It just sat on the shelf forever, and it's like one of these like classic movies that kind of riffs on like old horror movies, but not in a so silly way it is a comedy, but it's a little darker if you haven't seen it, and I love it. It's so creative, and this movie goes in places you were never expecting, and the humor is just fantastic, and the gore and everything like that is just awesome. It's just a lot of fun. If you're a horror fan, you really should watch this, and if you don't like it, I mean, I don't know what to say to you, but this, I haven't seen it yet in 4K, but God, I cannot wait. In fact, we even had bought a copy for ourselves to give away to you guys, and we put a copy in our giveaway for this Voidtober's fucking giveaway. So if you haven't fucking tuned in for that, watch the trailer, sign up with the giveaway on the VIP club. But yeah, I really like this one. Thank you very much, Ryan, for giving this one to us. Up next, we got Class of 1999, which is a schlocky, fun movie. Sequel to the 1989 Class of, and this is a Vestron release, which is some of those specific titles that never really seen the light of day. This one is a really fun one about teachers who are robots, and they get out of control and try to control these unruly kids, and it goes haywire, and then they have like this battle against the fucking kids and shit, and they have to fight them. It's fucking cool. The original movie's not bad too, but I really like this one a lot because it's just schlock gold. I will watch again and again and again. Thank you, Ryan. I very much appreciate this. Up next, I got another gift. He came in. This is for our anniversary and my birthday and Christina's birthday, so that's why there's so many. So we just call this one Ryan's Haul, I guess. But this is Neil Marshall's Dog Soldiers, obviously, which this is one of the first movies he did that really blew up. And he's done a lot of other really great stuff since then, including the newer version of Hellboy, which is not a little jumbled. It's also kind of weird seeing somebody else play the character, but still cool visually. It looks awesome. And this in particular was one of the steps forward that he took that really shined a light on his talent. British soldiers who are doing a training exercise in the middle of the woods, and they get trapped in a cabin that is being attacked by werewolves. And there's a couple twists in this movie that you might not see coming, but it is ultra violent, ultra gory, a complete different way to look at werewolves than you might have seen before. This is much more action packed, and I love it. I think it's a fantastic film, and it's funny, and it's gory, and it's messed up. A lot of really crazy, wacky performances in here, including a guy that goes ham with his fists fighting a werewolf, which is just fucking awesome. So, but this is the 4K release too from Scream Factory. I did pop it in to watch a little bit of it because I just wanted to see how well it looked. And it is an upgrade from the original, but not as big as the one as I was expecting. And I think it's because of the film that they used for this particular one, but it is still the most definitive way to watch this movie, and it comes with a fuck ton of extras that you can watch and enjoy. And yeah, thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate this one. Up next, we got Slaughter Day, which is a movie that has waited for 30 years to come out. Visual Vengeance. They sent this out to me along with another movie, which I'll show you here in a second. But this is Slaughter Day. This is a review that I already did that's on the YouTube channel, so if you want to check it out. This is a shot-on-video film that was produced back in the 90s. This was like the get out there and do it kind of fucking movies that I always talk about that I like. It was a lot of fun, a lot of graphic gore, a lot of really creative ideas that, they took Evil Dead and did their own thing with it out in Hawaii. Very cool. But this is like the first time that this has actually reached an audience since like they made it. So it's like 30 years in the making. They had like one release for 100 copies like years ago. And now it's finally out here for everybody to purchase. So I really enjoyed it. Check out the review down below. But yeah. Also got from Visual Vengeance, Blood of the Chupacabras, which has two movies. So it's technically Blood of the Chupacabras, which is ridiculous. It's another shot-on-video film, so don't expect, the top-end, graphics and, acting or anything like that. But yeah, it comes with the disc, a poster, some stickers that you can put on your movies and stuff on the side. It's a double feature, so there is the original movie and there's the Revenge. It is Blood of the Chupacabras from 2003 and Revenge of the Chupacabras from 2005. Very much in the vein of you know, the shot on video style, but in the 2000s. So everybody was using digital just about then. But anyway, I haven't seen this yet. I'm actually going to watch it hopefully this week to get it up here for you guys. I have been dealing with my narcolepsy as always and trying to do everything we can for Voidtober. It's a friggin' packed month, but be on the lookout for this. You can pick it up from Visual Vengeance now. It's usually on any of your digital distribution channels that you normally get movies from, including like Diabolic DVD, MVD Entertainment Group, and like Amazon and all those other places. So I'll be doing a review on this later, but yeah, I'm looking forward to checking both these movies out. It looks like it doesn't say how long they are. It's 172 minutes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So let me know if you've heard of those and if you picked up a copy yourself. Thanks, Visual Vengeance. Up next, we got one that Christina picked. So weird. No, she picks good ones. She just likes to go back to like the 60s and 70s. I think this is the 70s. But this one is What's the Matter with Helen? And she's dead on the front, apparently. Got blood coming out of her neck. You can hardly see it because it's so bright. And it's got Debbie Reynolds and Shelley Winters in this, which is interesting. And then we got Whoever Slew Auntie Roo. She's taking a stab at motherhood. Yeah, so that sounds awesome. What a name, right? I haven't seen these. We'll probably pop these on sometime. Maybe we'll do an episode of it. Who knows? But Christina likes to pick these up because she'll find them, you know, for really cheap. And she's like, well, let's just give it a shot. One of our bigger episodes was So Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and she loves that. So thought it would be cool to check this out sometime in the future. Have you guys watched these? Do you like these kind of movies? Will you go back to these? Let me know. Up next, we got Howard the Duck. They wrote a song for this movie. It is cheesy to the max. Some people swear that this is the worst movie ever made, but those people would be dead to me, and they do not exist because they are wrong.
The wrong people should not exist.
Just calm down.
No, I love this movie, and fuck you if you don't like it. I don't mind if you don't like it. Don't tell me I shouldn't and that it's not good, because I've rewatched this movie. You don't get to see movies like this anymore. They made a little person walk around in a duck suit. They show duck titties. There's fucking creatures. There's a performance by the fucking goddamn Ferris Bueller's fucking principal in this that is insane and funny. And you also got Leah Thompson, Jeffrey Jones, and it looks Tim Robbins. That's the guy. But yeah, this is a like silly, funny, like crazy movie that is kind of an adult film. And it's already got a 4K release, so suck it! I can't wait to watch this one. But yeah, 4K duck titties, guys. Up next, we're down to the last two. We got the new Evil Dead remake from 2013. This is the Scream Factory release that I had to pick up. This one has the theatrical and it also has the unrated versions. So both of them are in 4K HDR. So if you do want to get this, you are going to get it. I also got a poster of this cover that came with it because I pre-ordered it, and the next movie as well, which I kind of like. I think it kind of makes it worth it when you pay $35 and it includes shipping. Back in the day, if you guys remember when the Evil Dead came out, it only came out on Blu-ray. We didn't have 4K yet or something. And they had a digital version of the unrated cut, which I remember seeing and thinking, oh man, they're never going to put this out on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever. And sure enough, they did. Finally, it's here. But they told us that right when we bought the digital. So I also have the digital of this as well. So kudos to you guys for getting me to buy it twice. Not Scream Factory, TriStar and Ghost House. Yeah. But anyway, I actually really like this movie. I don't hate it. I don't necessarily think it's better or worse than the first two movies. I really love the originals, and you know, I'll always watch this whenever I get a chance to watch it. I always felt like there was a little bit of dread missing in this movie. While this movie is in your face, like scary, like creepy, fucked up and dark, it is missing that angle that Sam Raimi was notorious for, which is using the camera to make it a kind of like a character, and it made like this entity of the evil outside always omnipresent, and it always felt like it was attacking, and at any point that there was something going to come through the window or whatever it may be. This kind of felt a little bit more centralized to the people, which I didn't really like at the time, and it's grown on me since, and I've kind of enjoyed it a little bit more. But I do feel it's a different enough version. It does miss out a little bit on that dread in my opinion, but still an overall great film. And better than we would have ever expected, I think. Also, we're going to be watching this on the podcast for this week. So it'll be coming out next week, but we're going to be watching it this week and then doing a review on it along with Nightmare City, which if you haven't seen is an Italian sort of like virus zombie movie. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Check out and see our episode on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Last but not least, we have Army of Darkness Collector's Edition from Scream Factory. Now this is the same price as that one, except this one includes the theatrical cut in 4K. The disc 2 has the theatrical cut in Blu-ray just as an addition. The director's cut in Blu-ray and the international cut in Blu-ray. So the only one that's in 4K is the original theatrical, which is fine by me. Yes, I know that there's alternate endings to this, and it's nice to have those, but I don't really necessarily need it in the original movie. In fact, I just watched this because I was like curious. I wanted to watch it in 4K, and really, it really looks really pretty great now. And to have all the extras on there in case I want to go back and watch them, plus all these new extras and old extras, is pretty great for $35. And I got a poster for it. So if you're a fan of Army of Darkness and you like Evil Dead, which now I have the entire collection in 4K other than the TV show, this is worth a pickup, I think. The poster, even if it didn't have the poster, I still think this is worth it because they include so much in here. But, you know, all these different commentaries with Sam, Raimi, Bruce, and there's different ones on each, so check it out. Although it is kind of weird, I will say that they did have a 4K scan of the international, but it's still only in 1080p, so I wonder why that is. Maybe rights issues. But yeah, I just kept the plastic on here. But yeah, that's it was pretty great to rewatch this, and I still need to watch the first and the second one. I don't know why I watched it out of order. It's just I just felt like watching it. And that's it, guys. That's everything we got for the whole month. Really appreciate you guys like giving movies to the podcast and donating. That's super kind of you. Like, you guys give me the strength to keep going, because if it wasn't for you guys, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's not that I need to get gifts from you. It's just the support is just overwhelming. So thank you. Even if you don't buy movies, like, thank you for watching the channel, listening to the podcast, coming to the streams. Like, all of you guys rock. Thank you so much for that. If you'd like to help out, you can do so by going down to the link down below. Obviously, we got a hell of a lot more planned for Voidtober this month, so stick around. But other than that, thanks for coming by, and as always, long live the Void.